Now, if I turn the sound on, it works. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Rob Toohey. Welcome to All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show. Here on Sunday night, we got a good one for you tonight, as Steve Harvey likes to say on the show that he does. Whatever that is. What's that called where he's on? Family Feud. That's right. You're right. So let me bring up, apparently I somehow closed that window. Let me bring up the spreadsheet here. Tonight's guest is Vex. But before we get to that, let me introduce my co-host that I have with me, Mr. Leroon. How are you this evening?
I am doing okay. I'm just getting over a big sick and kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. Lady Shell and I have been working on schedule for me so I can kind of ease back a little. But other than that, everything's going good.
Excellent. And speaking of Lady Shell, how are you, Lady Shell?
Got to make sure my microphone was in my mouth and not like up on my head instead. I am doing fine. I am glad to be here. Did not expect to be here, but I'm happy to be here. And yeah, I am helping Leroon with the schedule. We gotta. That's what an assistant is for. To make sure that you're not overbooking yourself and you're giving yourself a little downtime. So, hey everyone in the chat. Sorry I can't be in the chat because my internet sucks.
I need an assistant. All right. Before we get to our guest, I would like to say that Furied Fate won't be with us this evening. She has a family matter, not to be confused with Family Matters, which is the show with Urkel. So don't get those two confused. Anyway, we'd like to give our disclaimer, which is that All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated by the four of us tonight on the show are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds. So don't make that mistake in case we say bad shit. We don't want to be associated. Our guest is a community member who goes by Vex. How are you, sir?
I am doing good.
Excellent. For those of you that don't know, first of all, how dare you if you don't know? He is a DM's creator, DM's Guild creator, as am I. And let's put your link in the. Let's put it in. Here it is, right here. Boom. Let's put this in the chat. So you guys can go check out his wares on the DM's Guild. And we are going to be showing some of that tonight, and he's going to be giving some of it away. So you don't want to go anywhere. So Vex, how should we start? I've got your stuff pulled up here in my Fantasy Grounds. What would you like to show the people?
Well, my biggest project to date, of course, is my expanded Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And as I've told you, I was gonna give you a copy, and I may still give you a copy. You know, you're a nice guy.
What's up?
But instead, I thought I'd give Joe a copy so that Joe could throw some monsters at you in your Friday game where you guys are actually playing Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So I thought instead of showing off maps that you might be seeing as a player, because that's no fun, you don't want to preview.
Right.
We'll talk about some other stuff.
Okay. So before we get to that, here it is on the DM's Guild, and I'll put the thing in the chat here. And so what Vex has done is for Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is a 23 level super dungeon, he's made maps of every level. You can buy them separately, of course, but he just completed the project, and now he's got a bundle which looks to be 25% off, I would think, or 33% off maybe. Let's find out. It even says down here. Yeah, it is 33%. Math. So every level of the dungeon has been done, and you can go and get that. He will be giving a copy of that away tonight on the show at some point. But yes, let's take a look at some of the other things, which I do have here. And you wanted to show the Vicious Mockery Insult Generator, yes?
Yeah, that's actually one of the first things I created. And there's not much of a reference manual in there, but there are some instructions. The most important thing, though, is the biggest complaint that I had after I made it was that all the insults were kind of disorganized, and you had a lot of ones with dirty language in there, as well as some ones that were more pop culture references, things like jokes from movies and TV shows and stuff that didn't really fit in some people's games. So what I did recently was I went back in and I reorganized all of the tables so that now you have three options There's still the master table, so you can roll on all of them. Then there is the I believe it's called
It was called non-pop culture.
Yeah, non-pop culture will roll all the fantasy themed insults and the dirty insults. And then there's one that's just it's like fantasy only, or I can't remember.
Clean fantasy insults.
Clean fantasy insults. That's the one that most people are going to want to roll on, and it does roll them right to the chat, so you can either read them or the whole group can see them. But it is a player module, so players can load this up. It's not just a DM thing, and I did originally build it for a player of mine who just didn't really have it in him to come up with jokes on the fly. So I thought, well, I can build that. That's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite a bit of work putting all those tables together, but
oh yeah, don't I know it? My thing is that I did was the Yo Mama jokes, which was simple because it's 100 jokes. I'm gonna expand it to 200, but I only had to build one table. But you have nested tables and a breakdown of clean versus dirty versus fantasy versus things, because I know how players are. They're like, I don't want any Britney Spears in my tables. That takes me out of the game. And I get it. There's those kind of complaints. So that's good.
Yes.
That you made that. I of course want to look at the dirty ones. That's what I want to see. Let's see a dirty insult. Oi, lizard bullocks. I'm going to skin you and make you into a pair of boots, and then I'm going to walk over there and do your mum the same way. Except her, I'm going to turn into a belt and never even wear. Oh my god. That's a fuck your mother joke. I love it. This is my kind of... I would want... My thing is I would only use table 7. That's the only one I would use.
And that's always an option.
Yeah, because I'm a dirty son of a bitch. I'm a very angry, nasty man. None of that's true. I just like to think people to think I am.
So
okay.
It looks like you've also got my random treasure generator.
Yeah, now I know that Drake uses this every Saturday night in our Saturday game. He's always using this, and he's forever rolling up stuff. So this is challenge ratings of the monster and what treasure they would have. I would assume.
Yeah, and so this one is kind of complicated. It actually requires that you own some other things, including my trinket tables, which I think are like 99 cents on DM's Guild. They're very affordable. This one is actually pay what you want on DM's Guild. Okay. And then the other thing that is required, because it does use them, is you have to own the Wizards of the Coast 5th edition Dungeon Masters guide, because it rolls off of the tables on there. And if you load one up, you'll have to stretch it way over to the right, make it so that you can see. It's quite complicated with nested tables.
Oh yeah, wow, cool. Okay, let's roll on this, because I have the DMG, so it'll just ask me to open it if I get one of those things. So it's going to make a parcel. I have to have.
If you don't have it loaded, yeah.
Okay, so let me load it. Yeah, the instructions probably told me to do that, and I don't read per se, but yeah, let me load that so that it doesn't make a mistake.
It might not work because you don't have the trinket generator either.
Oh really?
If it rolls for a trinket, it'll probably pop up an error too.
Can I use the players' DMs? No, it's not the players. It's because it's the magic items. Okay, let's try that again. So it gave me 11 gold pieces. That's it. Cheap. All right. Oh,
well, try a higher level monster. Yeah.
Let's try this. Here we go. It gave me 3,000 gold, 900 platinum, and it's building all my items right now as we speak. Hold on, let me make this bigger. Can I do it? It won't. Oh yeah, it will. Look at this.
Yeah,
it's just building the treasure, everybody. You can watch it happen. I think this is what Drake was doing, because he would call out stuff as it was filling. He'd be like, oh, and there's a silver and gold brooch, and there's a small idol, and there's, he would just say stuff as it was building in there. So there you go. So pretty powerful stuff when you can click one thing and have it build a parcel for you. And now if I'm in a game, of course, I just open the party sheet inventory, and I just drag it in, boom, there is everything in there. Bam, like that. That's how you do it. Very cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And actually, I left the tables unlocked so that, well, first of all, to get it working with the extension, you have to be able to copy them anyway. But I also wanted people to be able to see how they work and be able to figure out how to add their own tables if they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I encourage that too. Like I have a lot of people who are very appreciative. You know, I get DMs or PMs and emails on a weekly basis. So, Rob, your codes are so awesome. Thank you so much. And I always encourage people to, even though I've done all the codes for all the WotC stuff, there's that wiki that Fantasy Grounds have. You can go see how the codes work. And if you look at mine, you can break them down. That way, if you have a homebrew spell or some feat that you made up or something, you can code it, you know, because obviously I wouldn't have done it if I haven't been to your house and don't know your spells that you made up. I can't code them, right? So, but I encourage people to learn how to do that. So the fact that you have your tables there for people to open and kind of see how it works, and then they can make their own. That's cool.
I see a question in the chat from Dragonbait. For Vex's Dungeon of the Mad Mage expansion, do you need to load a new map for the expanded areas, or are the maps redone to include the expanded areas? No, I did not redo the maps. I added on to them. They're add-on maps, and each level has a description that will say, for instance, East, and then the name of the expansion area, like East Goblin Tunnel or something like that. And that's so you know that when you're looking at the DM's map of that level, you know, okay, the tunnel that's leading east, this is where this one goes, or the tunnel that's leading south, or whatever. And on all of those levels, every single one, all the way up to the last level, there is a vault that Halaster has set up with either traps or some sort of guardian or a puzzle, and he's hidden magic items and coins and stuff. And I kept that theme throughout the whole thing. And there's some really interesting puzzles and stuff. I know a lot of people buy those specifically for the puzzled areas.
Yeah.
But yeah, the easiest way to set those up if you buy my Dungeon of the Mad Mage stuff is when you first open it up and you're doing prep, just take the story entry and drag a pin onto your DM's map on the tunnel where it's going to go, so that when your players go down that tunnel, you just click on that pin and it pops up the story entry. Inside the story entry, you've got a link to the map, the parcels, the encounters, everything.
Right. So super easy. Yeah, because that's everybody's concern, is how much trouble is it to change the map from the one that's in the module to the one that you did. And it's really not. It's just like one pin, and then all your reference stuff is there.
I tried to make it as easy as possible for people.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted you to share with the audience is a little bit about your, I guess the word I'm looking for is process, or like, how do you decide what you're going to do for the DM's Guild? And, you know, I know you're mainly known for maps, but you have these other things that you do. So how do you decide what your projects are going to be?
Mostly, I want to say it's because of the things that I do as a DM. For instance, I did the expansion for Dungeon of the Mad Mage because my players are playing Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I'm doing the expansion of Tomb of Annihilation for the exact same reason. I built the Vicious Mockery Generator because I had a player that he was playing a bard, but he didn't really know how to play a bard. And yeah, I can see you're pulling up my. Yeah. This is my most recent thing. My players are about 2 weeks, 3 weeks into Tomb of Annihilation. I have the first part done. Second part should be out this week. The first part entirely is about Port Nianzuru, and it adds a couple of side quests. One of them has a map. The other side quest is actually like spans the entire campaign as the players get chased by assassins and are embroiled in a plot. The maps for Executioner's Run are pretty big.
Oh, this is is this the dragon race thing?
No, this isn't the dinosaur race. This is where, so in Chult, or in Port Nianzuru, if you break the law, there's only one punishment. They throw you in a pit that's like 30 feet deep, and then they release dinosaurs. And if you race from one end to the other and get out, you're free of your crime. So,
nice.
But but there's no map in the book for that to run it as an actual.
Yep, I remember that there wasn't.
Or something. So I made 3 variants. This is like a dry day. There is a wet day, as if it's been raining, or it's maybe currently raining. And then there's one for crimes that you commit that you're not intended to live.
Jesus.
I call that the certain death run. There are acid trips and poison spouts and flame spouts and lightning crackles. And then, of course, the middle is entirely filled with caltrops, which anyone who's played 5th edition knows that even if you're a level 20 character, running across caltrops is deadly.
Yeah.
Like, they don't let you step on one and you suddenly are jumping up and down going, ouch, and you can't move any further. So, and then, of course, they release, like a T-Rex behind you. And so you're really...
So you just are not living, and it's just entertainment to watch everybody die. Nice.
Exactly. So, and the next installment and all the other jungle installments that I'm working on are going to have lots of random jungle maps.
Cool.
The other maps that are included with this one, I included I think if you go down to other helpful additions and then go to extra maps. And I don't know why they're not showing up, but I got a couple of random encounter just in the city maps for DMs. That one's a dark one. And then the Grand Coliseum, because again, there's no map but I figured there should be a place if your players want to actually fight in the Coliseum, they should be able to.
Yeah, this would have been good for Battle Royale.
And then the Warehouse District at night is specifically because the book says that the Warehouse District at night would be a great place for clandestine meetings. And so I just saw that and I thought, oh, well, that's perfect. That needs to be a map because, the players have their clandestine meeting and something's going to happen.
Cool. So how many parts of this, like the other one was 23 parts because it was 23 levels. How many parts of TOA do you assume will be this whole thing when you get it done?
Somewhere between 8 and 12.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured about it.
And while this one only came with about a dozen maps, I know part 2 right now I'm looking at 20 maps and I'm not done. And most of those are different. Like if there's a jungle map, I did a variant where it's day and night, and then I did a variant where there's some sort of path through the jungle, and then a day and night. So there's 4 maps that are just one map that I did different variations.
Yeah, I knew we were going to get this question. Govanon Contra in the chat says, these are 2-minute tabletop assets, so do you want to explain why that is?
So about a year ago, I was making maps, and I thought, well, I was making my Dungeon of the Mad Mage expansion, and I thought, well, these are great. I think other people would like them. I wonder if I can sell them on DM's Guild.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks
so I sent Ross McConnell at 2-Minute Tabletops an email. And he got back to me, and I asked if I could make maps using his assets and if I could sell them on DM's Guild. And he said, as long as you're selling them in an adventure with content that goes with the maps, he didn't have a problem with it. Okay, so cool. That is my deal with Ross, who is a really great guy. And I encourage people, if you are looking for maps that are affordable, definitely visit his website. I think he sells like a really high quality hand-drawn map for $1. Which is extremely affordable.
I get emails from him all the time. He's a good guy. And here you give him credit right here in the thing. So yeah, but I think people saw that and was like, oh my, because that's kind of atypical for someone to be selling other people's maps. But he totally is. Yeah, he said it was okay. Link, he wants a link. 2-minute table here. It's in the other one. Hold on a second.
It is 2-minute tabletops with a 2 just spelled out.
Yeah, 2-minute tabletops with the number 2.
Rob, what is your quest mode page?
My quest mode page.
Mirror Claw says, does anyone have the link for Rob Tui's quest mode page?
Does Rob Tui even know what Rob Tui's quest mode is? What is that? I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Quest
but
mode?
At least Mirror Claw likes the link you gave him.
Is he talking about the stream elements, like quest stuff?
On the Streamlabs.
Oh,
Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah, commands this. Hold on. You're talking about this. The last one, I think. No, it's
the gather opera.
Yeah, but that's yes,
operaevent.co.
right. So there's two different things. There's the game you can play in chat, which is the Gather Opera event thing. Then there's also things you can do during games. You can buy advantage and buy monsters and stuff. So I don't know which one he's talking. I think quest mode might mean the Gather bot thing. But yeah, just click on that. There you go. All right, so good. So is this available yet on DM's Guild, Vex, or it hasn't?
The first part is, yes.
It is. Okay, so let's go look at that. Let's here's what you do. This is what you do. Go to a module and then click on his name, and then everything comes up. Ah, so cool. Port Naranza. Here it is right here. Boom. Oh, and you have the PDF as well.
Yes.
Ah, very good.
Oh yeah, I love Fantasy Grounds. I build my stuff in Fantasy Grounds, and then I do the opposite of what you do and convert it to PDF.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've done that twice. I didn't intend to do it. I built something in Fantasy Grounds, and then someone said, "Where's the fucking PDF, dude?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there isn't one." And they're like, "Build one," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I did. But my normal thing is, of course, I'm doing a lot of conversion work for other authors who only do PDF, so that's the normal, right? But
yeah, and I do a little bit of that for Grim.
Yeah.
Who is your competition?
He's my direct competitor. He was on the show like about a month ago or so. So here's a website right here too, 2 Minute Tabletop. So in case anybody can figure it out, I'll put it in the chat.
So I think now's a good time. We should give away.
All right, let's do it.
Something.
Let's give away. Let's save the big one for the end. Let's give away. What else are you giving away?
You guys can get anything with my name on it, except a bundle. No bundles. So most of you, I'm guessing, are going to grab something I converted for Grim Press, like Adaptable NPCs 2, which is, that's like, it's still a top seller right now, even in the PDF version right now.
I think it's number 5. Let's look. Here, I'll put the thing in and then we'll do it. Okay, so the keyword is going to be Vex, everybody. So exclamation VEX. You'll be able to win anything with his name on it on DM's Guild. And let's just go look at the top. DM's Guild.
I'm sure you still have like 7 or 8 of the top 10, though.
Yeah, I think I have 8. Where is it? Right here, number 8. What I say it was number 6, number 8. Who's this? What is this? Is this you guys?
Yeah. That is also Grim's Press, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only have 7. This one hangs around. This one's very popular. You know what? Maps are popular. You know what I'm saying? Maps are just popular. I don't do maps. That's not my thing. That's your thing. Thank you for the follow. Eggy Okio. Wow, I'm never just gonna get it right. So I shouldn't even try. But yes, I apologize for bastardizing your name. Fuck Kevin, that 12-year-old punk ass bitch. Yeah. So this one, Adaptable NPCs 2. That Aaron and Trevor did, very good. I have it, and it's amazing. And
cheer bits.
It's got a
cheer
lot
bits in the
of
stream.
stuff in
Thanks
it.
for the cheer bits.
Cheer bits, Jerbear. Thank you, 6719. I always want to know what those numbers stand for. He's 19 years old and he was born in 1967. Nope, the math's not right on that. Oh, 6719. Is that 1967 transposed? Maybe, I don't know. I freak out. Okay. Let's see how we're doing on the drawing here. 20 seconds. So we've got 23 people in. We got more people. More people enter your contest than when I do my stuff. Nobody gives a shit about my stuff anymore. It's old news. All right, so as soon as that goes down, everybody, I will draw a winner. And then you can DM me, and I will get your information to Vex so that he can give you the prize. And the winner is Engorgio. Nice. He's one step before.
Oh, that's great.
So Engorgio, you're on my Discord. Engorgio's not only on my Discord, he's of special interest. But anyway, send me a PM, and I will make sure. Oh, you know what? Let me write that down just in case the electricity goes out and we don't know what's happening. Oh, I get to green this out now too. It's my favorite part.
Engorgio's a machine, man. That guy streams like 3 times a day.
His streams have bigger audiences than I do. I'll tell you that for sure. I don't know how he does it. probably because he knows what he's doing, and I've been streaming for 4 years, and I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. And I'm not joking. I just pressed the button. I don't even know. I mean, we're not on camera. Look at the stream right now is a spreadsheet. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I don't. But the content's good though. The content's good. All right. So, back to you, Vex. What else?
Well, Lady Shell reminded me, I should probably mention that since you mentioned you don't do maps, I'm actually starting to teach people on Fantasy Grounds College I make maps, my process. And my first class is going to be Monday, March 9th at like 4 a.m. UTC, which is evening here in the US.
Yeah.
I think that's like 6 p.m. your time, I think. No, that can't be right.
I'm -8, so it would be 8 p.m.
8 p.m. There we go.
And it would
I put a link.
11 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. on the West Coast. If you live in the United States. If you're other parts Earth, then it's UTC +4.
And
So George or asks if I intend to capture the class and post the video. I probably won't capture the class, but I do intend on actually capturing my process and uploading a video. I also that class, what I'm going to be doing is leading people through my process, which is using Dungeon Painter Studio, and then importing the map from Dungeon Painter Studio into an art program like Photoshop, and then importing that into Fantasy Grounds, adding a grid, and then showing you how to do masks and stuff like that all in one class, so that you get a little bit of Fantasy Grounds, a little bit of map making, all in one hour to 2 hour class.
You know what? One Mr. Robert William Toohey might show up for that class. It's not that I don't do maps. I have Campaign Cartographer, and I have like every download of that applies to fantasy.
Cheerbits.
I have the
Cheerbits in the stream.
mapping
Thanks for the
tome.
cheerbits.
But I had for like 2 years the ultimate tome of mapping on my open up in a browser window on my computer, and left it there daily for like 700 days, fully intending every day to get to it. And it's like a 700-page PDF, and I got to page 40 in 2 years. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't happening. And I mean, I did all the maps for Unknown Whom, the original, which are not, I mean, they're, rudimentary. They look like a third grader.
Holy cow. Cheerbits.
Cheerbits, Lady Shell, again. Cheerbits.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you, Lady Shell, for your, I don't know what UNI is. Is that unisex cheerbits? What is that? I don't know what that is, but I love it.
Unicorn.
Oh, unicorn.
Oh,
Okay.
unicorn.
Unicorns.
Don't you see the little graphic where you
Well,
I'm
looking on my, I can see in the chat. Yeah, I do see it, but I just was looking at it on my television monitor, and the television monitor doesn't show the emojis. It just says UNI 1000. So
the chat's all talking about different programs. I just want to clarify. I do have Dungeon Draft, and I have used Dungeon Fog. I don't like Dungeon Fog because it's subscription based. That's my big problem with that one.
Yeah, I kickstarted that, and I'm disappointed with that. Yeah.
I like Dungeon Draft though, because I like Wonder Draft for overland maps, for like world maps and stuff. And I did get Dungeon Draft. It's in beta right now. You guys can grab that pretty cheap. I think it's like $20, $15, about the same price as Dungeon Painter Studio. The reason I mostly use Dungeon Painter Studio though is because you can just buy it, and because there is a bunch of stuff on the Steam Workshop that you can just download and install for it. But also, I know how to use it. I know how to import my own assets, and I do a lot of that. A lot of the stuff that you guys probably saw in the maps earlier were not the same color at the very least from the standard 2-minute tabletop assets, and that's because I've learned how to recolor my own assets and modify his assets so that they work. Wonder Draft is I can see you got it up there, and there's
I was
Dungeon
looking
Draft.
for Dungeon Draft. Somebody put the link here, so I got Dungeon Draft.
Dungeon Draft. You can watch that little video if you want. It's pretty cool how easy, and it does lighting effects, which is really nice.
Oh, okay.
You should play that video. It's only a couple minutes
I
for the
think
stream.
was it Engorgio? Somebody had on their stream. They had a picture of Fantasy Grounds with a map that had lighting effects as art on the map, and somebody thought they were using Unity, and he was like, no. Let's see. Yeah, this is 2.5 minutes. We'll watch this.
When the thing is over where you're showing, Engorgio does have a question. He wants to know, Rex, are you going to do LOS for your maps for Unity?
Yes, definitely. In fact, somebody asked me that on the college the other day, and so I thought I'll go play with it last night, and I stayed up about 2 hours later than I normally do, working on the LOS for the very first level of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And I had a weird problem exporting the maps, but some people on the forums helped me out. I'm not really sure what the problem was, but I did get it fixed. But yeah, I may have at least the first level, I may update the file, and you can have LOS done for that. I don't know when I'll get the other ones done. I'll try and probably do the same thing I did when I was actually building them, which is try and get 1 or 2 levels done every week. That way, slowly they'll all get updated. But as you can see right here in this video, man, he's just placing assets, and obviously it's sped up because like when I used it, it's a lot slower.
I was gonna make a joke. Like, I don't know how this guy does this so fast. I'm not stupid. It's sped up. But yeah.
Right now, there's a funny problem with it though, because as you can see, the water actually moves. It has an interesting problem where it crashes sometimes if you have too much water. I'm not really sure why they did animated water since you export a JPEG, but
yeah, they're a little ahead of the game, it seems, because that is cool, the undulating water. But in the future, maybe many years in the future, VTTs might have either video maps or something like this, like GIF maps. It's GIF, everybody, not GIF. Don't get into it.
And now he is doing the lighting, and it looks so cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So you can. I'm watching this, and I'm thinking you could export like 6 versions of this map, and have it be the lighting whenever you're in this room, and then the next map is the lighting whenever you're in this room. That kind of thing. You could totally do that.
You could do that.
Well, how much is this?
$20.
Boom.
$20, which is not that bad.
All right, let's leave that web browser open, so after the show I can go spend more money on shit that I don't need. I've got some kind of disease. Now, what is Wonderdraft? Is that?
It's made by the same company, and it is all about making overland maps.
Okay,
like world maps and stuff. And it's really useful, and it's really cheap.
Oh my god. $20 is a good price point. Yeah, Nefar, you're right, it is. Windows
Especially
10.
Since traditionally the biggest like fantasy map making software has been Campaign Cartographer, and I think when you add all the stuff up that you can buy, I mean, you're dropping hundreds of dollars.
Oh yeah, you can drop like $800. I think I've spent like $400 or $500, and it's awesome stuff, but the learning curve. It's like worse than Fantasy Grounds. Like, you know how we all love Fantasy Grounds, but the first day we were like, say, what now? You know, you have to really commit to learning it. Thank God for Fantasy Grounds College. Campaign Cartographer is a fucking unless you're a CAD programmer or some sort of drafting expert or architect, it's just, I mean, I've made maps in it, but it was, the layers and oh my God. So yeah, I do like a thing that's simple. Did we show everything? Did we get to everything? I can't remember.
Mostly.
Okay, cool. So let me put your link in the chat again.
If you want, everybody. You can show off the Riddle Generator too, since it's there.
Oh yeah, okay.
I know you've got a copy of it loaded.
Here is his link again, guys. So if you want to go to Vex's author page, that'll list all the things he's made on DM's Guild. And then we'll show the Riddle thing, and then we'll give away some maps. Riddle Generator.
So Vex has recently joined the FGC team.
Yeah, he's teaching the map class.
Oh my gosh! I obviously need to go re-export this because all the treasure tables got included. Yeah. Some. Well, it looks like there's also.
Wait a minute, that might be me. Hold on a second. Let me.
No, I think it's included.
Is it okay?
I think it's included. Yeah, no, that's something that's happened to me more than once. That I get a bunch of other stuff included. There's the table though. That'll roll on all 3 tables.
Yeah, let's
Most
do an
people,
easy one.
most people you're gonna want the easy ones. And now you set this up so that it's only GM visibility,
Right.
so that the players don't see it. And as you can see, that little eye's there, so it shows that it's hidden, so that the GM can read the riddle. And then he also has the answer, which is down below.
All right, I scrolled down, so I didn't read the answer. Let me see if I can get this. People seize me from my home, tear apart my flesh, drink my sweet blood, and then cast my skin aside. What am I? That is some kind of drink. Tear apart my flesh, drink my sweet blood. Is it an orange? It is an orange. Or a fruit, yeah. Nice. I like it. So there's a lot.
Yeah, the easy ones are designed to be, not too hard, but just challenging enough that they're fun. The medium ones are a little more challenging. Yeah, there's 300 total.
Yeah, nice.
And then the hard ones they're insane. I read them and I look at the answer, and then like 20 minutes later I'm like, okay, I understand it, but there's no way I'd ever get there.
Okay, colored as a maiden tweaked, time was not when I began. Through the garden I was sneaked, I alone am the fall of man. What am I? Sunset? I don't know. Those are the kind of ones that I like. My brain just shuts down. I can't even do it.
Yeah, and I found most of these on the internet.
Apple or fruit of the tree.
Yeah.
Knowledge of good. Oh, interesting. So it's only, all the answers are just fruit. If you ever don't know a riddle, everybody, it's just fruit. Just any kind of fruit.
Yeah, that's the secret. They're all really just riddles about fruit.
It's just like Tom Hanks played a character of Uncle Ned on a show called Family Ties back in the day, and as he was leaving, his wisdom that he was imparting to the little sister was, if all else fails, x equals 8. And so if you're ever doing a riddle, it's just an apple. That's it. Just if you don't know, just guess apple. You got a good chance. Answer, Rob's prom date. That's right. She was an apple. She was the apple of my eye. See, I told you, it's always apple.
Okay. Pez MH asks, what DM's Guild thing have you released that you've been most surprised by its popularity? Probably the Vicious Mockery Generator, to be honest. My 2 most downloaded things are the Random Treasure Generator tables and the Vicious Mockery Generator. Which, now I didn't make the most money off of those things, to be clear, because for a long time both of them were pay what you want, and most people just put 0 or like a couple cents or something, which I'm okay with. That's understood by us content creators. When we put something up as pay what you want, we know most of you are just going to download it and maybe use it, maybe not. We all hope that you come back and, feed us a few pennies,
right,
if you like it.
I think it is funny though. Like I have a few pay what you want. I tend not to do that because I think something that you said, you might not have intended it to be the crux of what you were saying, but you actually just said some people will download it, they might use it, they might not. And I think pay what you want titles, people don't appreciate it. They go there and they get it, oh, it's free, and then they might not even ever look at it. But if you make somebody pay for it, they're going to be like, okay, let me see what this is.
I've done the same thing. There have been things I've downloaded because I saw it was, pay what you want, and I'm not sure I've ever even loaded it up.
But what's funny is I do laugh when I look at my revenue report and I look at pay what you want titles, and most people are pretty cool about it. I mean, they either don't give anything or they give $1 or $2 or sometimes $5 or $10. But what I think is funny is when somebody gives you 2 cents or 5 cents. It's like, why? Why are you charging your credit card 2 cents? Like, just don't bother with it. You know what I mean? Just give me 0. But it is funny if somebody gives you a penny, you get the penny and the DM's Guild gets nothing. So that is kind of funny.
Yeah, I think Diablo Bob and I were chatting one time, and he joked that one day when he's got like nothing to do, he's just going to go on one of the things that you have that's up for pay what you want, and he's going to buy it like 300 times
for a penny
each time.
Yeah. Now that would be funny. I would laugh. I'll take Diablo Bob's goddamn money if he wants to do that. So the most popular things, I know my experience in the last 4 years is the most popular things, popular being in terms of the most sold or the most downloaded, is anything that's not an adventure. So tools, maps, codes, tables, like the Vicious Mockery, all that kind of stuff is way more popular than even the best adventures. And I guess probably the reason that is that an adventure is the standard. An adventure is what everyone is doing, and there's 10,000 adventures. But there's only a couple versions of maps of this, and there's only a couple tables that do that. So any kind of tool or sort of helping supplement, especially in the Fantasy Grounds world. It might not be the same for PDFs, but in the Fantasy Grounds arena, it's all about the tools.
I think it also has to do with, for every 5 people that are interested in D&D or role playing games, 4 of them are players and 1 is a DM.
Yeah.
So already the adventure is geared towards the minority.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Grim is saying it's the same for PDFs too. Yeah, and the good thing about one sec, Lorraine. The good thing about well, I don't know. There's probably a good thing, but I fucking forgot what I was going to say in the middle of my sentence because I'm super old. Okay, go ahead, Lorraine.
Oh, well, the question was in the chat. They was asking what the most unexpected popularity, but what if you got anything that surprised you that's doing well? Do you have anything surprising you? Both of you, I should say.
Something that you thought wouldn't do well, but it is.
Yeah.
My weather generator is actually doing really well. I don't know why. It is. They are just nested tables, and they are mostly based in. I mean, I based it off of the lands of the Forgotten Realms. Gotta type weather correctly.
Damn it! Shit.
But yeah, they're nested tables, and it rolls based on where you are and like what season it is. So like, for instance, I use it in. I originally built it because I wanted to be able to roll weather for every day that my players were wandering through the jungles of Chult, and I thought, well, this is easy. I might as well just build it for all of the Sword Coast areas too, and other areas of the Forgotten Realms. And so it got bigger and bigger and bigger. But now, like, there's basically 2 tables that you roll on for Chult. There's the summer and then the monsoon season. And like other areas usually have 3 or 4 because they have more distinct seasons.
So rain and no rain.
Yeah,
I mean,
so we do. I know Grim does it. You do it. I do it. This is a VTT module for Fantasy Grounds, not a PDF. This is a module for Fantasy Grounds, not a usable outside the Fantasy Grounds. And then people download it and they fucking complain. How do you open this?
Oh yeah, you can go and look on my original random treasure generator table. There's comments. How do I open this? I don't understand how to install this mod.
I've got how many titles on the DM's Guild now? 220, 230? I get these emails. I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know what I can do other than to put in the biggest font and the very first thing, and up here it says mod. Like I don't get how people don't understand that. Oh, it's very frustrating. But that's because I get customer service stopped emailing me. They just don't email me anymore. They just give people their money back and say fuck it. They don't.
Too many people are like you, Rob. They don't read.
Yeah. Oh well. I read. I just can't read. I don't know how to read. No, I don't read. I read shit. But listen, before I buy something, I do read. I read. I want to know what I'm buying. But
John's like, what? All those insanity package things are not PDFs? What?
Yeah, right. He buys the whole fucking thing. It's funny though because DM's Guild. I think they emailed me one time, like 4 years ago, and said, "Oh, a person bought this and they thought it was a PDF." So I went. At the time I only maybe had 10 or 20 titles up, and then I implemented this thing. What I do, what you guys do. This is a VTT. So that's always first, and it's always big right away. And DM's Guild themselves made a thing. They finally came around to this virtual tabletop thing, so people could be like, "Oh, it doesn't say PDF. I wonder what the hell's going on." And I always put a link to the PDF if there is one. I always put, like click here and go, get out of here. Don't buy my crap and then complain. But I think what they do is if somebody does that, they just give them their money back. They don't even, and they don't take it back from me. They don't take the money back. So the scam is going to be, let's all buy a bunch of Fantasy Ground stuff and then say, I did it by mistake. I want my $700 back, or whatever. I don't know. That's just a joke.
Why do you guys think that adventures don't sell that well? I mean, what's your guess?
Well, I mean, my thing is, like I said, adventure is the standard. Adventure is the normal thing. It's the middle of the road thing that everyone does.
Uh-huh.
So when you go to purchase something on the DM's Guild, I want an adventure. Well, there's 10,000 of them. I want a tool that helps me with codes for Fantasy Grounds. There's one. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, even Grim said in the chat, there's too many, and how do you assess the quality? That's the big thing for me, is like I look and I see something and I'm like, this is what I want, but how do I know that this is good? Like if I buy an adventure from Wizards, I can pretty much guarantee it's gonna be pretty good.
Right.
But if I buy one on DM's Guild, you're gambling.
And Gorgios, Diablo Bob buying 300, pay what you want for a penny. Yeah, Grim's right, and like a lot of the things with my codings that I did that's just a thing that I saw a need for, that I made, and I just happened to be the guy that did it, and I'd say maybe 80 or even a higher percentage of the people that buy the codes is someone else told them, oh, you got to get these. We're using these and they help the game and you got to just go get them. I don't think that people are going to the DM's Guild and typing in, are there codes for Fantasy Grounds? It's all word of mouth, basically. Fantasy Grounds College has a lot to do with that. But that's what helped me build my name. That's kind of what people know me for. Like if somebody said, what does Vex do? I would say, whether it's 100% accurate or not, I would say, oh, he makes maps, even though you do other stuff, right? But yeah. But
I think I'm known for the maps. I am. It's funny. I get two things from people who don't know what I do exactly, and those are, oh, you're the 2-minute tabletop guy. And then I have to explain, no, that's Ross, and you should go to his site and give him some money and subscribe to his Patreon. And that is another thing for anybody in here that's like, I want to do maps, and you're looking for assets. The artists on Patreon are giving away assets if you subscribe for $2-3 a month to them. And every month when they make new maps with new assets, you get those assets. That is a huge deal.
There's a guy, I just signed up for him. What is his name? PS. Oh man, Leron, do you know
Forgotten Adventures is another one that he's got. Like the instant you subscribe, you're getting thousands of assets.
Yeah, the one that I did, he's like $2 a month. How do you find out? How do I find out who I'm subscribed to? I'm only subscribed to one. I think
you go to like my subscriptions or something like that.
Yeah. Pogs Props. So this guy, I think it's $2 or some ridiculous low, like just insane. I don't remember what it is. And then you basically get everything he's ever done. And he's putting out stuff every week. And he's got 25 Star Wars maps. He's got tokens. He's got assets, battle maps. He's got stuff for Avernus. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like, here's one right here.
Yeah, the same is true for, I think it's Forgotten Adventures, that you can go and get. I think it's like $2 or $3, and you can get everything he's ever made. The same is true of 2-minute tabletops. I think for about $4 or $5, not only do you get all of his maps and all of his assets, but he does variants. Ross does, so you get like a dark one or a stormy version, or like he does a bunch of crazy stuff. Yeah. He's really talented. So is the Forgotten Adventures guy. Like and his stuff.
These guys they can afford to do low Patreons like that, because if you get hundreds of people doing it, because they can crank out a map in a day that, like, whatever would take them a day to make would take me like 2 months. Because they can, because they've been doing it, they're so used to it, that's their skill set. Yeah, I can't do it.
And you got to find somebody that you like their art style. That's another important thing. Like I actually looked at using Forgotten Adventures stuff for my maps, but his style is just too dark for me. Like it's and some people, they really like that dark and gritty look. I like 2-minute tabletops. Venatus maps, I like his stuff too. He's got some really good stuff.
I'm a big Mike Schley fan, and is this his Patreon? Does he even have one?
No, Venatus has taken it upon himself to try and emulate Mike Schley's style as much as possible.
Yeah, because I like that style.
And he's like that. That's the idea. Is you look at it and you're like, is this Mike Schley? That's that is the idea, and he would take that as a compliment, I believe.
Cool. Anyway,
I think Leroon actually had Venatus on his Map Maker's Delight. Was it the first one or the second one?
It was the first one. Yeah, it was number 1. I'm really digging on Tom Cardos. He was awesome.
Tabletop audio on tabletop audio. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I Gwydion's super into audio, and I'm glad about Fantasy Ground Sounds and Sirenscape and whatever, but I just can't get into. And to be honest with you, I'm just afraid I'll spend more money on shit I'd never use, but I can't get into like music beds and sound sets, and yeah, audio's just not a thing I'm interested in. Talk to Gwydion, he loves all that shit.
When it works, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, the thing that Matakuri made that basically re-implements the sound module I made a few years ago, but now doesn't require the extension that Deluxe Oz, took his toys and went home, and also uses the online player, which is infinitely better than having to use.
And that's why I jumped on Matt's extension, is being able to use the online player makes all the difference. That old fantasy player just did not work.
Yeah, and plus you don't have to download that, and you don't have to open it, and it was awesome, but you had to really dedicate yourself to making it work, whereas this is just super easy. All right, let's give away the thing. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's give away the big one, and I intended on giving away the another one with my name on it. So how about we give that away during the next hour when everybody's playing Jackbox games or whatever they're called.
Oh, okay. We can do that. Oh, you're gonna stick around for Jackbox games?
Of course, I gotta kick your butt at Quick Blast.
All right, let's give away the.
This is for the full
Mad Mage.
Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Full maps. So we'll make the keyword DOMM, Dungeon of Mad Mage. DOMM, everybody. And the winner of this drawing will get Caesar, not Vex, just DO. There you go. The winner of this will get the full set, which we showed earlier, and that is all 23 levels of Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage maps that Vex has done. And it took you how long to do that?
I started when we started Lost Mine of Phandelver, and that was back in late January of 2019. And my players are moving slower than you guys are. You guys are on like level 11 or level 12. They're on like level 10.
How many?
And maybe that's the expansions, but
how many sessions have you played?
We have played all but like 1 or 2 weeks in that time.
So like 50.
Over 52, yeah.
We've played 45 3-hour sessions. So 120 plus 50, 135 hours, and we're on level 11. So it's going to take another year. It's so much fun though. We have a good group.
It is a great module.
It is great. Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for the most like money or the most bang for your buck out of a campaign module, that is definitely the one to buy, because it costs the same as all the other ones, but it easily is going to last you 2 or 3 times longer.
Yeah, and it goes all the way to level 20, so they don't have any other ones that do at this point yet. All right, a few more seconds, everybody. Exclamation DOMM to enter the drawing for Vex's full set of Dungeons of the Mad Mage maps. And I'll draw a winner, and then that's it. That's how it works. I press the button, and somebody's name pops up. And that person's name is Dragonbait. Nice. Congrats, Dragonbait. So Dragonbait, you're on the Discord. Send me a PM and remind me, and I will get Vex your information so he can get that out to you. And it's not spelled that way, Dragonbait. Whatever, I know he spells it weird. And he won Dungeon of the Mad Mage. All right, so we'll if you guys want to stick around and play Jackbox TV games, we'll pull another winner then during the game. But I think that's it. I want to thank Vex for coming on the show. Anything else, Vex, you'd like to impart to the audience, or final words you'd like to? I mean, I know you'll be here for the games, but this audience, people might leave. Anything you'd like to say to everybody? By the way, that's not playing. Yeah, I was gonna
just keep playing D&D, man.
Just keep playing D&D. All right, well, that's good. I like that.
Actually, the other, what was it? Maybe a week or two ago, I said something on your channel on Discord, and the more I've been thinking about it, as time has gone on, it's true. There aren't that many hobbies in the world that if everyone participated in them, the world would be a better place. But playing D&D is one of them. If every person in the world played D&D, people would be better. Yeah, it would be a better place.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Lady Shell, are you still here?
I am still here.
All right. Would you like to say anything before we go?
Thanks for letting me be on the show, and I enjoyed watching everything. And I found a way to do it. I can watch in the Discord version, but keep the stream version off, and I can be in the chat without the stream moving.
Excellent. I like it. Yeah, Lady Shell lives in the middle of nowhere. She lives in an island in the Pacific Ocean, and her internet's bad, so she has to move. That's it. Also, I feel I must then add that as a joke. She does not live on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I just say that because it's funny. Leroon, you, sir, do you have any final words to pass on to the audience before we end the show?
I want to say thanks, everyone, for showing up. It's glad to be back. And also, we are still looking for volunteers and people to help out in the college. And we always want to help you learn to use and play with Fantasy Grounds. So if you need any help, you know where to find us in FGC, or look on Google and the interwebs and look for Fantasy Grounds College. It'll bring you right to us.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Congrats to the winners of Vex's prizes. Again, one more of those in the after show, I guess we're calling it. And so what happens here, for those that don't know, is I'm going to go ahead and end the show and stop the stream. And after the stream starts, or after the stream stops, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes later, I'll start the stream again. But we're just going to be playing games, and we're going to be playing Jackbox TV games. So you can go to Jackbox TV on your phone or your tablet or your computer, and up to 10,000 people can play. So literally anybody who's listening right now and in the stream can play. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you back here in a few minutes. Until then, which is only going to be a couple minutes, good gaming, everyone.